Hello everybody and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. For those of you who are new, I'm Kathmandu, and in this episode, we're going to start a new series on Kerbal Space Program. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you do, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe as always. If you want to be in with a chance of winning that giveaway at 500 subs, don't forget to be subscribed as well. Come and join the Discord so I can notify you if you win. Hit that notification bell and all that jazz as well. And we just recently finished a series on Rush for Glory. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't finish that game. It's too badly optimised, man. I just couldn't do it. Frames were hitting bloody 10, 15 frames per second, which is really, really bad. For the setup that I've got, that's terrible. So, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to call it a day on that series, and I want to start this up. I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but they're actually doing a Kerbal Space Program 2. So that would be cool. But I brought this game years and years ago. Obviously, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you'll know that we're juggling 6 games at the minute. I'm doing 3 new ones and 3 old ones. And obviously that Rush for Glory was an old one. So this is the next sort of like old one that I've got. Obviously, if you guys are new to Kerbal Space Program, you don't really know too much about it. The game was actually released. I'm just trying to have a double check here, just so I don't get my figures wrong. The game was actually released in 2015. So, the old games that we've been doing were slowly coming up to sort of like to modern day. Obviously, we first started off doing Borderlands 2 and The Witcher and that, which was obviously like what 2011, 2012 and stuff. So now we're slowly getting up to 2020. So this game was released 2015. They're in the process of making a Kerbal Space Program 2. I have played a tiny bit of the game in the past, but not sort of too much. So I'm interested to see how you guys enjoy this and whether I enjoy doing it and if we can make a full series out of it. So I think without further ado, enough of me chatting on. Let's start a game. Let's have a look. Resume save. Obviously, like I said, I played it years ago. I think the last time I played it was like 2017 or something, so it was ages ago. I think I want to start off with the training because I generally cannot remember how to play it. So I want to start off with maybe the training. And I want to maybe go through all this, or at least most of this in this episode. And then we'll try and get a good grasp of what I'm doing. This tutorial presented by famous rocket scientist Werner von Kerman himself covers the basics of rocket construction in the vehicle assembly building. He's waiting for you down there and is always in high demand. Don't delay. Okay, right, let's have a look then. Let's start. Let me know how the sounds are. If it's too loud, not loud enough, let me know and we'll... Oh, it's quite loud for me. Hey, here he is. My man. Welcome to today's lecture on vessel construction. I'm Werner von Kerman. Whether you want to put a satellite into orbit, make a transcontinental flight, or just onto the very surface of the moon, you're going to need to build yourself a ship. It should be pretty easy, even if you're not a famous rocket scientist like myself. Okay. In this tutorial, I will first show you around the Kerbal Space Center, then take you to the vehicle assembly building, where you will learn how to construct a simple ship. We'll cover adding and removing parts, what the parts do, how to change the performance settings of the parts which have that option, and how to control staging. At the end of the tutorial, you will have a craft fit for a quick hop from the launch pad. Okay. At each step, I'll look out. Hang on a minute. At each step, I will lock out all controls other than the ones you need for that step. If you still manage to mess up, it took even me some time to become as skilled as I am now. You can press the back button to go back and fix things. It won't light up unless you do mess up. Okay. We're now at the Kerbal Space Center. Can we zoom in? Can we have a look at this? Okay, very nice. Can't spin round with Q and E, no? Okay. Okay, very nice, very nice. Right. I'll give you a quick rundown on how to get around. The KSC for short is home to the pinnacle of Kerbal endeavour and achievements for space exploration. Using the facilities you can see here, you'll be able to manage your space program, create rockets and planes, track your Kerbal explorers as they roam the solar system, Find exciting new uses for explosive substances, and in case of emergency, hire more Kerbals. To find out about each of the facilities, you can hover your mouse over them or the facilities button. They show up when the cursor is outside this window. If you need to repair a structure or upgrade them in career, you can do this by right-clicking them. Take some time to hover the mouse over the buildings and see what they each are. And when you are ready, enter the vehicle assembly. Okay, so that's tracking station, vehicle assembly, research and development, astronaut complex, spaceplane hangar, administrative building, and the launch pad. Okay, so we need to go into here. Let go. Oh, hello. Oh, look at the little Kerbals. Hello, can I click on one? No, okay. Okay. Very good. What you see in the middle of this screen is the construction area. Sort of not really quite centered though. Can I spin it or nothing? No. Okay, this is where parts are placed and your craft is constructed. On the left side of the screen is the parts toolbox. Okay, all them there. It will show all the parts you have available in each of the different categories once they are any to pick, that is. Okay. I hear you. Select a command module. If you want your craft to be controllable, you need a command module, and it's best to make it the first part you place. This part will either contain some plucky Kerbal crew or an automated pilot mechanism. As we're just starting, there's only one choice. Go ahead and pick that command module from the Pods tab. Okay. Bam! There it is. After at least one part is placed, you can look around with the following controls. Orbit the camera. Okay, so you need to use the arrow keys. Doesn't use WSD. Move the mouse up and down. Oh, we can scroll wheel. Move the camera. Shift control wheel. Oh, zoom in and out. Okay, so if we press shift, if we press the scroll wheel can go up and down. If we press shift and then control wheel goes in and out, and then we've got to use the arrow keys to go round as well. Oh, okay. So this is the building, huh? Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Next. Add in a parachute. If you'd like your pilot to be able to make more than one flight, he or she will have to return safely to the ground or water on Kerbin. Parachutes are a simple way to make sure that happens. They can be found on the utility tab. Change tabs by clicking their icons on the left of the part list window. Sometimes it reads strange, or is that just my reading? I know I can't read too great, but it could be my reading, I guess. When your chosen parts, oh, hang on a minute, that's my reading. When you're choosing parts, you can view the details of available parts by hovering over them in the toolbox. When the info is visible, most parts have an additional information window which can be opened with a right click. Note that the parachute states the effective diameter in each state and what the maximum safe speed for deployment is. Go ahead and select the MK16 parachute by left clicking on it, then move it to the top of the command pod so that the green sphere at the bottom of the parachute lines up with the green sphere at the top of the pod. Click again to attach. Okay, so where is it? Oh, utility. It did say utility, didn't it? I'm dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum. Right, left click. And then left click. Next. Some parts, like our parachute here, have configurable options. To see them, we need to right click on the parachute we just attached to the pod. Do that now and you will see the available parameters. Okay, so depending on what altitude you're at, it'll open up. Minimum pressure. Okay. On the parachute, you'll see that we can adjust our altitude and the atmospheric pressure at which to open. That setting can be quite useful on distant worlds. For now, let's check that the opening height on the chute is at least 1,000. It is, because safety is the Kerbal way after all. For the minimum pressure slider, move it a bit to the right to 0.2. Oh, like up here, 0.2. This setting prevents the chute from activating until the atmospheric pressure is above the configured value. On Kerbal 0.2 is about 9 kilometers in altitude, so even if you stage early and arm the parachute, it will wait until then to activate. You can hide these options by right clicking on the background scene or picking up another part when there's one available. When you're happy with that, you can proceed. Okay. Next up, we are going to need something to make us go. Click on the engines tab on the left to show the available engines and solid rocket motors. Grab one and connect it to the bottom of the pod. You may need to zoom or move the camera to be able to do so. Okay, so engines. Where's my engine? There we go. Bam. Oh, you're a big guy. So if we do that. Bam. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at him. Look at him. It's our rocket. Next up, we are going to need something to make us go. Click on the engines. Yeah, I've done that. Oops, I forgot. You're just starting out. You're not a famous rocket scientist, and to make that craft survivable as it stands now, you'll have to be better at rocket science than me. Ha! Impossible. The problem with that craft is that this solid rocket is too powerful for the payload, a single small pod and shoot. It will either burn up on ascent from going too fast or burn up coming back down. Even if you survive that, the craft's mass will cause it to fall too fast for the parachute to operate properly, and you'd hit the surface before it could stop you. Okay, I promise to teach you how to change that to make it work in a later tutorial, but for now let's continue. Well, at least this way I get to tell you about removing parts. Pick up the BACC thumper and either drop it back over the parts toolbox or press delete. What's the thumper? Is it this? How do I know what the BACC thumper is? Was that the name of this? Do that. Instead, let's add the solid motor. That's a better match for a ship of this size. At the start of your career, you will have what I consider rubbish parts. Literally, the motor here looks like and may well be a converted trash can. That said, it does have enough oomph to get this little craft moving skyward, and quickly as you progress you will be able to unlock more engines and other parts. For now though, let's pick up the RT5 flea. Oh, it does say, okay. And connect it to the bottom of the pod. Okay. Bam. Next. Oh, thanks. Nice one. You built the simplest survivable craft possible. We could go launch this right now, but it might be safer to explain one more thing first. In the bottom right you will see the staging stack. It's the box with the number 0 and icons for the parachute and engine in it. Okay, there. This stack shows us which parts will be activated as we stage our rocket. Okay. What this shows is that when we activate the next stage, both the engine and the parachute will be triggered. Whilst it could be considered funny to open the chute and fire the motor at the same time, it's not going to give you much of a flight. To fix this, we need to separate the engine and chute into 2 stages. If you mouse over the 0 stage, you will see a little plus and minus appear to the left of the box. Click the plus button to add a new stage. If you add too many, click the minus button on the extra ones to remove them. Make sure you have precisely 2 stages. Okay, so we need 2 stages? No, because you got 0, I guess. Let's get rid of that one then. Okay. Excellent. It's important to note that the stages activate from the highest number and then count down. So our first stage will be stage 1, the engine, and our second one will be stage 0, the chute. Now drag the engine into the icon. Now drag the engine icon from stage 1 down to 2. Yeah, I was going to say that wants to be in 1 then, doesn't it? That's it. We now have a safe, well, relatively safe craft that's ready to go. Let's make sure that if we need this design again, we don't have to build it all from scratch. At the top of the screen, you will see the name of our craft. Untitled Spacecraft. Doesn't seem so majestic. Why don't you change that to be something more your style, and you can add a description if you'd like to. When you use the load screens later, these names and descriptions help you to grab the right vessel. Ah, that's cool. When you're happy with the name, click on the save icon in the upper right. Right, okay. So I'm going to call this, let's call this the spacecraft. Let's call it the Space Cat. Call it the Space Cat instead of the spacecraft. I'll do it, and then press the save. Hang on a minute. Click on the save icon in the upper right. Oh, that. Did that save? Mate, I love Von Kerman here. Excellent work. Feel free to play around with the parts and techniques I've shown you, and when you're ready to continue, press the red button in the upper right to exit. Back at the training menu, try the flight basics tutorial to learn how to fly this little craft, and then the intermediate construction tutorial can teach you more about the editor. No, any vessels you create here will be lost when you exit. This is just for playing around. Okay, well, I'm happy just with that. Let's leave. Let's go on to the next tutorial then. So let's go training, basic flight. Let's have a look at that one then. Well, I'm just getting a bit of a feel for the game, so yeah, I want to try and do these. Obviously, like I said, hey, there's our little thing. Welcome to the Kerbal Space Center launch facility. I'm Gene Kerbal, and I will teach you the basics of piloting a spacecraft. I trust you've already checked the basic construction tutorial. If not, I recommend you do so before going through this one. We have. Today we will do a run through of all the important controls for your spacecraft, or little hopper, from our basic construction lesson with Werner. May not have all of them, but we'll do a fun run through once and see how it flies. If you're ready to go, press next. Okay. Let go. Okay. Flying a spacecraft is all about being in control of a generally very chaotic situation. As a pilot, your main flight controls will affect the pitch, yaw, and roll of the ship. Let's look at those first. All the other controls will be locked until they're needed or this tutorial is closed. Okay. Right, pitch, yaw, and roll are the three directions you will rotate your craft. To help you visualize these, we've taken a holiday snap of the hopper below. Right, so the roll is going to go round, the pitch does that, and the yaw does that. Oh, okay. I don't know. Spins around that way, that spins around. Right, okay. You control your ship's rotation using these controls. Right, so pitch is S and W. Okay, yaw is A and D, and then roll is Q and E. Right, okay. Throttle plus pitch, yaw, and roll are the main controls you'll need to master for a successful crash-free flight. You'll skip over the throttle control for now, as this vessel has no need for it. Don't worry, I'll explain it another time when it's of use. Remember that all of these controls have a limited amount of effectiveness, so bigger, heavier ships will probably respond much more sluggishly to the controls than a little small one. It's also good to keep in mind that as stages are prepared from the ship, it will become lighter, and this will usually mean easier to control. Next, let's look at the rest of the flight controls. In flight, all of the planning you put into the staging sequence of your ship comes into play. From launch to the final deployment of the descent, parachutes, you can control the activation of several of the ship's parts by activating stages. So the space button, launch, activate next stage. Okay. Notice the stage indicator in the lower left corner. Yeah. It shows the currently active stage. Since we haven't launched yet, it's showing the first stage as active. I have you staging controls locked for now, so the stage indicator is glowing purple. One more thing on staging: if the staging setup is causing strife, or you change your mind about something, you can edit the stage sequence on the fly. Pun intended. No need to go back to the assembly facility. Oh, okay, so you can do it right here, right here. Right, so yeah, so the stage button's lit up and it says 1. Okay, so it's stage 1. An important part of flying is knowing how your ship is oriented and where it is going. That's why a good pilot is always aware of the ship's attitude, where it is pointing, and its velocity vector, where it is going. These aren't always the same direction, and as your skills improve, you should pick up on these. The big round instrument on the lower centre of the screen is called the nav ball. This device sums up most of the critical information needed for proper death-free flight. Here you see the ship's nose in relation to the horizon. Okay. When you're not pointing straight up, it's easily visible as a line between blue sky and the brown ground, as well as its heading, compass bearing and speed. Compass bearing and speed, right, okay. You also get several icons that indicate things like your current velocity vector, but we'll have a look at those later. In the top center part of the screen, you have your altimeter, vertical speed indicator, and atmosphere gauges. Right, okay. Oh. The altimeter will show the distance to the planet's surface at sea level. This means the actual surface may be much closer, so watch out for the ground when landing. Your vertical speed indicator shows how quickly your altitude is changing when launching. It's considered best to keep this gauge pointing up. Which one was that? Ah, this one. The atmosphere gauge indicates how deep the ship is in the planet's atmosphere. This helps you to know if the ship is high enough for orbiting without losing speed, to air resistance, or judge how effective winds and control surfaces will be. Mate, is this game really this in-depth? If it is, that's crazy. One last thing before we give this rocket the green light. In the staging stack, you can see the indicator for your parachute. This indicator shows when the chute will be activated by staging. You already know that, but the background will also change colour to indicate when it is safe to stage your parachute. And the foreground, the parachute bit of the icon itself, will change colour depending on the parachute state. Note, however, that by default parachutes will not deploy when unsafe, even if you stage them. The left three shows safe. Oh, the left three shows safety, safe, risky, and unsafe to deploy. The chute is unstaged, white in the left three. The right three shows state after staging, armed, deployed, and cut/shredded. Alright, so that's armed, deployed, and then cut and shredded. When you're familiar with chute icon colours, we can move on. Alright, so yeah, so them three are white, which means like they're sort of like unstaged. And then the colours is like safe, risky, and unsafe. Obviously, like red's unsafe, I guess. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, okay, enough talk. Yeah, I know, I'm getting a bit of a sore throat doing all this talking. Hang on a sec. Need to take a little drink. Okay, enough talk. I'll unlock the flight controls and you'll be clear for launch. At any time, you may press escape to pause the game. In the pause menu, you can restart the flight or end this tutorial. Choose end scenario and return to the main menu. For now, get yourself prepared and hit space when ready to launch. Don't forget our hopper has only a solid rocket motor, so there's no throttle control. That's why we didn't review the throttle here. Make sure to fly in a nice high arc and enjoy the flight. Wait, what? Do what now? Oh, whoa, whoa. And up you go. You can try practicing some of the controls we just discussed, like pitch and yaw and roll. Also keep an eye on the parachute icon in the staging list that shows you how safe the current environment is for chutes. Once it goes red, it won't deploy unless it's clear again, even if you stage it. I realise this could be too much to learn in one go, so if you forget, you can always press escape and click view key bindings for a reminder. You can also see whether your crew are enjoying the trip in the lower right corner. Anyways, I'll hang around and watch, and I'll let you know when it's safe to stage the chute. Okay, I'm like sort of floating at the moment. Your solid motor is burnt out. You're passing aposis or whatever it's called. The highest point on your flight. And your speed is low enough that it is safe to stage again and deploy the parachute. Do so now before you speed up again into the surface. Right, how do I? You found the parachute. Now I need to sort of spin round. I'm spinning all over the place. Help me! What's going on? Ah! What's happening? I'm spinning out of control, bro. This is so hard to control. I can't do anything. I'm just landing like this. And now we sit back and enjoy the descent. I don't think I did that right. I really don't feel like that was right. I'm going to end in the water. I'm coming to ground. Coming to ground. Fire! I don't know what the hell's going on here. Did I do that right? Oh. It felt good. I don't think that was exactly right though, but I didn't really obviously when you move like the yaw and the roll and all that sort of stuff. Can we spin him round? Woo! Enjoying that, son? Look at the bottom right, like he's loving that. Let's slow him down. I love that. What about that? Shall we have a little wobble? You liking that? What about that? Shall we go all the way around like that? You liking that? Ooh. Oh, he's loving that. Loves it. He loves it. He loves it, bro. I don't know. Was that right? I don't even know if that was right. Ah. Well done. You survived your first quick flight. When you've landed or splashed on Kerbal and not in training, you can point the mouse just above the altimeter and click the recover button on the panel that slides down to ask to be picked up. I've also unlocked the crew hat, so if you feel like going out for a walk or swim, you can click the EVA extra vehicular activity button that will pop up when you mouse over the portrait of the Kerbal. Oh, so we can actually get out. Really? Where was I? You want to take for a walk? You can do it just for fun or to collect a surface sample. This concludes today's lesson. To exit training, you press the escape. To access the pause menu and shows end scenario, turn to the main menu. Right, okay, so yeah, I can't get out though. Oh, EVA, go to EVA. Oh, that's me inside. How do I get out? Let me get. Wait. Let me get out. Let me get out. Warp drive. No. Press the buttons. Let me out. Hello. Hello. Let me out. Hello. How do I get out? How do I? Hello. No, I want to end scenario. Right, okay, so we've done... Right, so we've done the top two. Getting started in basic construction, basic flight. Right, so in the next episode, guys, we'll carry on with this training. I want to try and do all this training because obviously I'm not really familiar with this game. Obviously, like I said, I played it a few years ago, but I don't remember any of it, so... It's really all new to me, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button for me. If you did like it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Both the likes and subscribes really do help the channel out massively, so if you could show your support, man, I would really appreciate it. If you want to be in with a chance of winning that giveaway at 500 subs, don't forget to be subscribed. Come and join the Discord so I can notify you, but it's also a great place to come and hang out and chat and leave your suggestions in there as well. Yeah, don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, so you guys will get notified when I upload a video on a live stream as well. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Until the next time, have a good one. Stay safe out there. Peace out.